Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, Cleveland!
OMG.
How's everyone doing tonight? How's everyone's dinner?
Yeah.
Delicious. Their dinner is delicious.
Yeah. We are about to ruin your supper.
Yeah.
If you're not done eating,
Finish up.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. It's about to get gross up in here.
All right. Should we do this?
Yes.
do it.
Oh my God.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where three friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
Oh, yeah. You did good.
Giving you a pass because most of your mouths are full.
Yep.
I get it. You're just
Yep.
being polite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Kenyon.
She always forgets. I'm Lucy.
And I'm Amanda.
Woo! All right.
Pita chip looks delectable.
That's
okay.
Oh, the one that landed half in your elbow? That
I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Keeping it warm.
Dinner theater.
Saving it for later.
That's the part that's in my cleavage.
All right. Quick round of roll call, whatever, hands. Who has never listened to the show before? Oh, okay.
A couple.
Were you dragged here by a partner, or did you just get your social calendar really fucked up?
There were some sweet older folks downstairs that were like, is this a murder mystery dinner? We were like, kinda, but really not. No.
We're like, it's a podcast. She's like, oh, what's that? I'm like,
What's a
you're here
podcast?
for the book reading downstairs.
Yeah. No. You do not
Ma'am.
want to
Ma'am.
suffer through this.
Oh my God,
right.
so good.
Okay, well,
Well-
as she choose, the topic tonight is very special to Cleveland because the topic is
Drew Carey crimes.
how to choose. The topic is leave it to Cleavers. Yeah.
We also brought our cleavage.
Yeah, they were like, let's wear our most cleavagey dress. And my right boob has just been out for the last hour. So if you see it, just enjoy it.
Just wave it back home.
Don't say anything, just enjoy it.
It's a drinking game. Every time you see Amanda's areola, take a drink.
Yeah.
Hint, you're seeing it right now.
Yeah.
It's my
You're gonna
whole
get
chest.
wasted. Tip your bartender.
Yeah, by the way.
All
Speaking
right.
of getting wasted.
Let's do it. What is our wine crime pairing for Leave It to Cleavers?
Well, because this venue is so amazing for a multitude of reasons, they also already opened our wine for us.
Mm-hmm.
You done fucked up, music box.
Matt.
We did not specify
We didn't
that.
specify, so we'll pretend to open it together. But we are drinking the Innocent Bystander Sauvignon Blanc, as many victims of Cleaver hatchetings are innocent bystander. It fits. Shut up,
Cleaver
assholes.
gashings.
But we really couldn't have gotten luckier with the venue's wine selection. This is the first time in several weeks that we're not drinking like Sutter Home out of a can. So this is nice.
Yeah.
Yes,
Which,
that's
I mean,
true.
it has its time and place, but so does my heartburn. So this is a single varietal Sauv Blanc out of Marlborough, New Zealand, one of my fave viticultural regions. And speaking of viticultural regions, this viticultural region is a perfect blend of rich soil, volcanic rock, and cool ocean breezes, which allow for Sauv Blanc grapes to thrive. This particular bottle has aromas of peach, lemon, and nectarine, balanced by lip smack and acidity and a touch of minerality.
Gross.
This
For all of
ba-
our podcast fans who really care about sound quality,
Stop. It's not ASMR. Crimes.
This baby clocks in at a perfect 13% ABV. It pairs beautifully
help
with
herself.
cheeses, spicy
Cheez-Its.
dishes, stolen pita,
Yep.
chicken, fish, and God bless it, it's a crack top. It's already been cracked, but we're just going to do it together anyway. In fact, I
Okay,
have it
we'll
right
do it
here. I'll
live.
just put it back. Do you know what to do when I crack this? Will you help me?
Don't be shy, you guys. I
you
know
help
that this
me,
is like
Daddy?
an elegant setting, but like,
Yeah, get weird.
come on.
Kenyon, you should crack your back into the microphone.
That is too risky. I can crack a knuckle.
Yeah, that works.
Try it.
Ready?
Okay, ready? Do it.
Uno, dos, el niño.
Oh. That was
Silent
Oh,
crack.
that's disgusting. Okay, nice crack.
That was
We
our
got
weirdest
there.
and grossest.
Very
one.
weird.
Yeah.
Well, cheers, Cleveland. We're so happy to be here. Cheers. Special thanks. Just kidding.
All right, don't leave Mama hanging. Where's my glass?
won't.
All
You
right.
just do your job. I'll do mine.
Meanwhile, Lucy, what is our background and God forbid psych
There better be
for
psych.
Leave It to Cleavers?
Well, if Amanda would face her screen towards
Oh,
me.
yeah, we're
just
sharing.
briefly.
I'm trying to support you with wine first.
God bless
Here we
it.
go. Priorities.
All right. I barely need a microphone.
Well, use it anyway because this is being recorded.
I'm
Thank you.
aware. It's fine. Okay, so there is an actual company based in Virginia called Leave It to Cleavers.
What?
Look how cute their logo is.
It's really cute.
It's our colors.
It's like Nick at Night. I thought you made that.
Fuck no, I didn't make this.
I love it.
God.
They specialize in metal roof and exterior house painting.
Nice.
No sense.
Nice roof.
Yeah, they do a great job.
They do good work.
Gorgeous.
really do.
Gorgeous.
What?
And because we simply can't gloss over the hit 1950s sitcom, here we have a still from Leave It to Beaver. And for good measure, let's take a look at how hot Wally is.
Yeah.
Hello.
Not my type. He looks like a rapist.
That's
No.
your type.
Oh, okay, never mind. I take it all back.
Yeah.
I'm giving consent.
Yeah.
Those baby
Hard.
blues.
Damn.
Your ocean eyes.
Okay.
Hi, Wally.
I like his sunburned lips.
Yeah, they're kind of white.
You know that they're peeling and that
Yeah.
he'd let you peel some off.
Ew.
Whatever, says the woman who like
that
gets
was
off
an
on.
orgasm.
Oh, okay. I was like, if that's she likes to pop the pimples on her husband's back.
He doesn't have very many, which sucks. I do watch dermaplaning videos to fall asleep.
Ew. Get you a man with back knee. Am I right?
Right?
He looks like he was lost at sea for like a few weeks.
And it forever changed him.
Yeah.
Yes, he's seen things
Got
on
that
the other side of the
faraway
ocean.
stare.
Yep.
100-mile gaze.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, Beaver.
All right, cleaver
Anyway,
is a large knife that varies in shape but usually resembles a rectangular bladed hatchet with a shorter handle. It's primarily used as a kitchen or butcher knife for hacking through meat and bone or dense foods like squash or pumpkin. The large flat side of the blade can also be used for crushing things for food preparation like nuts or garlic.
crush your nuts.
Chop them off. Why not?
That's funny. Nuts
The
are funny.
main distinction between a cleaver and any other type of knife is that it cleaves.
Ooh.
Most cleavers are cut at a relatively blunt 25-degree grind. And just for reference, most kitchen knives cut between 17 and 20 degrees. These are plastic.
No.
We had to fly with them.
Yeah.
You don't say. They look so real.
They were $4.99.
TSA had questions for us.
My bag I've gotten the little TSA search ticket on
Every
every single
time.
place.
A lot of
we've been.
wigs, a lot of Parmesan.
Lot of
Literally a
plastic
lot of
cleavers.
Parmesan.
People bring us Parmesan at like every live show. It's amazing. And we were having pizza in our hotel room in Detroit last night. And I had already packed. We had a really early flight. I was like ready to go. And halfway through my first bite, I was like, oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
And I scurry over to my suitcase suitcase and pull out a thing of Parmesan.
Like family-sized Parmesan.
It's amazing.
It was like a jug.
It feels like home.
Yeah.
TSA literally flagged me when I brought back all of the mega
Yeah,
Costco
she had to be
Parmesan.
searched. They thought it was like bomb powder.
They like
bomb
scrape-
powder is
they,
a
like,
thing, right?
Dusted it or whatever. They dermaplaned the bottle.
Oh my God.
Ma'am.
It's been, 12 minutes that you've brought up dermaplaning twice.
Yep.
I just want to point
and
that
counting.
Drink.
Drink.
out. Our new drinking game.
Yeah, every time Kenyon brings up derma, we're going to have to be
I have
old
hobbies.
home.
Okay, the edge of the blade can withstand multiple blows into thick meat, cartilage, bone, plus the cutting surface beneath.
Okay.
The blade is also thicker and made with a softer steel so that it doesn't buckle or fracture after repeated use. You can get a lot of wax out of each.
A lot of bangs
cleaver.
for your buck.
Yes. Culinarily speaking, the Chinese cleaver might be the most versatile in use. I think that's supposed to be this picture. There we go. It's used for every stage of food preparation, from chopping firewood, like for the stove, to butchering the meat, to thinly slicing the vegetables, to whittling the chopsticks.
Wow.
Yeah, to tenderizing the meat and even transferring the food to the plate. That's all you
efficient.
need.
And it's not washed in between each use.
Depends
Well, that's how
on
you
the
build up the
cook.
flavor.
Seasoned.
Yeah.
Like cast iron.
Like a wok,
Yeah.
but for cutting through bone.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love Chinese food. All right. In many ways, a cleaver isn't unlike an axe or a hatchet. All of these rely on momentum and the weight of the blade to make their cuts. They all essentially cleave rather than sawing or slicing. But because of a cleaver's primary culinary purpose, it's smaller with a long blade and shorter handle for more precise cuts. Hatchets and axes, on the other hand, are primarily used for chopping wood. So let's review. Pop quiz. This is a cleaver.
Cleaver.
That's a hatchet.
Hatchet.
All right, you got the hang of it.
Cleaver. Hatchet. Cleaver. Hatchet.
I loved that book.
It was such a good,
loved that book.
so good. I think I finished it and just turned back to page
the
one and
scene
started
where
it
he
again.
eats the berries and he's just sick in the cave for like 2 days.
The scene when he dives down
Spoiler
to
alert.
the plane
Yep.
and finds the dead pilot
Yep.
and like gets the bag with the
Yep.
hatchet in it. Oh, obviously the
Hatchet.
decomposition scene was my favorite.
So good.
All right, so there are theories that Lizzie Borden, or whoever killed her father and stepmother, not technically solved, used a cleaver from the kitchen rather than an axe or a hatchet. So as we all recall the nursery rhymes, what was Lizzie went and got an axe and gave
Lizzie
her
Borden took an axe,
father
gave her
40
father 40
whacks.
whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her mother 41. Or father.
But cleaver
for-
doesn't
mother
really
first. I don't know.
fit into
The rhyme isn't as
rhyme
cute
as
with
well.
cleaver.
So
Yeah, it's harder.
also, in the newspapers at the time, it was like kind of varied. Sometimes it was an axe, sometimes it was a hatchet, sometimes it was a cleaver. And maybe back then, language wasn't really like, there was not really a distinction, but my vote is cleaver, and here is why. Some of the wounds were quite precise, such as the blow to Andrew's eye. Here we go. There's Andrew.
Wolf. Okay.
Oh my.
Enjoying your dinner?
Dessert.
Or the flap on Abby's head. Quite precise.
Nice flap.
Nice flap. So neither of these wounds had like crushed tissue around it. It was like a precise, you know.
Ick.
Plus some
was a nice
hair.
flap.
Yeah.
It was a nice cleave.
Nice slice.
Plus some hair had been cleanly cut off, implying that a sharper tool was used. And if she had used, or the mystery person had used a cleaver from the kitchen, then that tool was probably like sharpened regularly
Right.
versus an axe from the barn or whatnot.
Got it.
A cleaver also could have been easily washed and put back into the kitchen drawer or like hung up on the wall or whatever. It would have been a lot easier. It would have also been a lot easier for a smaller woman to wield than like an axe. So
Got it.
I'm on the Cleaver train when it comes to our pal Lizzie, personally.
Yeah, there'll be a vote later. Yeah. There'll be a Twitter poll.
I like it.
Yeah. So let's talk for a second about this guy.
Our favorite. We actually, the hotel we were at in Detroit had Faygo just available at like their cantina.
It was
I
like
don't know
the
what
retro
any of
Faygo.
this is.
It's the
You'll
soda
learn.
of Juggalo.
It
You'll
looks
learn.
like Coco Pelli to me, but with a cleaver.
Well, you'll
Does anyone know
learn.
what I'm talking about? Okay.
Talking about juggalos now. Do we have any juggalos in the house?
Anyone? Oh, there's one.
Yeah.
Yes. Whoop whoop.
Any white guys with dreads? No? Okay, good. Nice
The
job.
other 50% of merch sales tonight are going to an organization that fights
Cuts
white
off
guys
white
with
men's
dreads.
dreads on the street. Bye.
Founded by us.
Okay, you do you. That's fine. This is Hatchet Man, the icon representing Psychopathic Records. A label founded in 1991 in part by the hip-hop group Insane Clown Posse.
I don't feel like it's appropriate that they are allowed to be labeled a hip-hop group. They're in a league of their own.
They really are, and we'll get to it.
Oh, God.
So far away. I'm so old. Hatchet Man was created from a doodle by ICP member John Kickjazz, though
Ick.
some reports say it was in fact Shaggy Too Dope.
They've
Got
been
it.
feuding ever since.
What is it? Jazzy Kick Hands? What's his name?
John
Jazz.
Jazz Hands?
Johnny Jazz Hands.
Johnny Jazz Hands and Shaggy Two-Step.
It was John Kickjazz and Shaggy Too Dope. Pretty sure one of these two is Shaggy Too Dope. There's no way to know. We'll never know.
Ugh, I don't
pointing at
want to
each other.
know.
There are a few
What?
reasons why they might have dubbed him Hatchet Man.
Because he's a doctor?
It could be because in the past, the phrase Hatchet Man has been used to describe a person employed to carry out an unpleasant task like a hitman or an HR rep.
Oh, God.
Layoffs.
According to Will Sigler, a 41-year-old juggalo and contributor to the Detroit Metro Times Ask a Juggalo column.
Is that a recurring column?
Are there enough juggalos to make... I guess there are.
enough questions for juggalos?
Yes, that I can
I think it's mostly
definitely confirm.
tongue-in-cheek, but he takes his job very seriously. I have a quote.
Oh, no.
So according to this man, this is what he says about Hatchet Man. It is a symbol of loyalty and looking out for the family, and artists on the label cutting down anything that gets in the way as they run beneath the streets. It's a great symbol for ICP, the record label, and juggalos in general, because he's always running with his hatchet held high, almost like a salute, and moving forward towards the future, never running backwards, cutting down things that get in the way, always making epic things happen. That's why, to me, presenting a juggalo with a hatchet or a hatchet man charm is the highest honor a juggalo can bestow on a fellow family member. I've only given out 5 charms in my life. But let's be clear, this is not a hatchet. It is a cleaver, clearly, and that is why I have included it here to flesh out my notes for this particular show.
Cleaver Man.
God bless the juggalos.
Cleaver Man.
God bless him.
Nicely done.
Thank
Nicely
you.
done. Good job, Lucy. Oh, my God.
Is that Jesus
That is-
Juggalo?
Yeah,
Jesus
he's got
juggalo.
a charm, too.
With a charm and the sacrament Fago.
His
The
hand
Faygo
is,
of
like,
Christ.
not holding it.
Not even
Turning
close.
water into
All of
Faygo.
his fingers are in front of the can.
I wish he was turning water into Fago. I like that. Resolutions are all about you, and Brooklinen wants to make sure you're investing in yourself this year. Your biggest self-care investment is sleep. So why not upgrade your night routine now with Brooklinen's award-winning home essentials?
Yes, if you have listened to this podcast before or for a while, you might have noticed that Brooklinen has been a sponsor for a while. And that's because we absolutely love their products, love their sheets, love their bath towels. They got candles, they got eye masks. Honestly, anything to make your home feel a little bit more luxurious, Brooklinen has it. Starting the year off on the right foot will set the tone for the rest of 2024, which is why you should make that bedding swap that you've been thinking about. Brooklinen's bedding bundles are customizable with high-quality sheets, comforters, and more to make any room feel new for 2024. They also have, it seems like an ever-rotating selection of, patterns and colors. Every time I look at their website, they have something new and really cute. And on top of sheets and comforters, I really can't recommend their bath towels
They're
more.
the best.
They get softer every time you wash them. I have replaced all of my bath towels with Brooklinen, and I have no regrets.
No, none. So start the year off right by investing in yourself with Brooklinen's sleep and self-care essentials. Visit in-store or online at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. And use code GALS for $20 off your order of $100 or more. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Use promo code GALS for $20 off and treat your luxury.
Try that.
All right. Well, we're about to take a hard left turn
Bless you.
for my case.
You are so blessed.
Bless you. In the name of the juggalo.
Yeah. May the juggalo
Been anointed by
keep
Fago.
you healthy. Okay, so we're going to go way, way back to the year of our Lord, 2011.
That's a good one.
And it was a good vintage. In Nottingham, England.
Oh,
So you know what that means.
special things.
They're English. No, I'm kidding. Geography. So Nottingham we've done before, so I had to find even sillier, slightly farther away village names.
Yikes.
So Nottingham is, as everyone knows, north of Westleek,
Ugh.
Sutton Bonington,
Nice.
and Zouch.
Ouch. Zoinks.
Zoinks.
I
When
will
you got a
say
Sutton Bonington, you go Zouch.
West
Okay.
Leak is better than South Leak.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Back leak.
Rear Leak.
West of Bunny, east of Barrow Wash, where you wash
your barrels.
barrels, your wheelbarrows, and south of Thornywood, Cuckney,
Ugh.
and my personal favorite, Pleasley Vale.
Please leave.
I was going to say, please leave, Vale.
But Nottingham is perhaps most famous for its role in the Robin Hood legend, which is also super fitting because this case involves robbery and economic inequality and also a damsel in distress and also some sword play,
Hatchet play.
some cleave play,
Not a hatchet.
Sorry.
which I also enjoy in the bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking this puppy home.
I'm not.
All right, photo. So this case takes place more specifically in an area called Bestwood Estate. Bestwood is a large council estate, basically the British term for a public housing development. The estate, which is made up of mostly semi-detached single-family homes, was built in the 1930s as part of a post-World War I, which I mistyped as post-WW exclamation point, housing policy that aimed to build homes fit for heroes. Slide. Originally, Bestwood was home to...
Heroic.
Yeah. It looks like Privet Drive from Harry Potter. Right? Exactly.
It won't for long.
It looks
Oh,
like
no.
Charlie's Street in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, where the grandparents were in bed for no apparent reason for the whole
poverty
life.
and
Forever.
then just jumped up. Yeah. Originally, Bestwood was home to predominantly working class families and provided good quality homes with affordable rent. But during the 1980s, the demographics of Bestwood dramatically altered and the estate increasingly became home to younger and lower income families and those with a very high rate of unemployment.
Bummer.
Photo. Photo. There we go.
God.
Yeah, took a turn. Thanks, Margaret Thatcher. Throughout the 90s and 2000s, the decline of Bestwood Estate continued and crime rates rose exponentially. Photo. That's police car. Crime rates. Their police cars look like clown cars in England.
Totally. But also, this really makes me want to watch Broadchurch.
Yeah, and Happy Valley, which I've watched 4 times all the way through. Yeah.
So
yeah.
good.
So good.
Psycho.
Psycho. The area became known for violent robberies, murders, and gang activity as a handful of local families began to exert control over the estate. So they got some little mafia shit going down. The most prominent among these groups was the aptly named Gunn family.
Oh, dear.
Originally of St. Pancras Way, Derby.
Pancreas Way?
Which is just north of Lit Church, just east. No, I'm kidding. But it is north of Lit Church.
And Bread Stall Hilltop.
Yeah.
Bread Stall.
Yeah, and the West Meadows Industrial Estate, which
What is wrong with you,
beautiful this
England?
time of year.
What is wrong with them?
I like it.
It also kind of looks like Little Cooter right now.
It totally does.
From how I don't remember. I don't remember what we'll go
totally
with Little
does.
Cooter.
Yeah.
Derwent.
So, as teenagers in the late 1980s, brothers David and Colin Gunn were already carrying out burglaries within Bestwood and getting involved with more sophisticated crimes like check fraud.
Ooh.
The brothers gradually built up a network of associates, and by the late 90s were running a large criminal operation enforced by extreme violence. They
Great.
were not to be fucked with.
Can't wait.
Like juggalos. They made money by selling drugs and other various criminal enterprises, including extorting local businesses in exchange for protection.
It's so annoying because it's like
From
we
them.
wouldn't need protection if you guys would fuck off.
Right.
We were fine.
Yeah. No, that's
Thanks, though.
how the mob works.
Yeah.
The mafia.
Yeah. They
Textbook.
weren't reinventing the wheel here. The brothers quickly gained a reputation for ruthlessness. Colin was known to punish those who displeased him. Displeased-levaled him.
Great.
By holding down their hands and smashing their fingers with a hammer.
Yikes. Yeah.
We just have a very expressive audience member go,
Get them a mic.
yeah.
That's our soundboard for the rest of the night.
We have a new Scott. All right, but we're going to move on because we're not in Hammerland. We're in Cleveland.
Got it.
The Gunns were sometimes referred to as the Bestwood Cartel or the Godfathers of Nottingham. And they weren't subtle about it. Colin Gunn drove a white Porsche with a vanity plate that just read Power.
Ick.
I tried to find a photo and sadly could not.
Subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Power. Driving around
In this neighborhood.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Gunn family also gained a reputation as protectors of the estate, and it was not uncommon to hear residents say that the Gunns were doing more than the police to keep them safe from random crime and violence.
And that's the Gunn family, not the Guns. Keeping
Not
them safe
Guns.
from random crime.
I'm sure the Gunns had a lot of guns and also cleavers.
And hammers.
Yeah. Basically, if you were like a business owner, you fucking hated them. But if you were just a
civilian.
random person on the street not fucking up their shit, you didn't really have an issue with them.
Until they decided to threaten you.
Right. Yeah.
For funsies.
The Gunns encouraged loyalty. They were known to do things like mail birthday cards full of cash to elderly residents who were on pensions, and put on holiday firework displays for the neighborhood kids.
Oh.
Just
They're
like
basically
ISIS.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Minneapolis Parks Board.
Yeah. Or ISIS.
Or ISIS.
Yeah.
One and the same.
Yeah.
No, they're
Somewhere in
not.
the middle. They straddle that line.
It's a fine one. Colin especially styled himself as a sort of Robin Hood character with his white Porsche.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And finger smashing. He contained multitudes. The guns continued to rule Bestwood with an iron fist throughout the early 2000s, and law enforcement had virtually no power in the area. Some local police were even being paid by the family to not just look the other way, but also directly assist in the criminal operations.
Great.
So shit was getting bad.
Real corrupt.
And those few officers who weren't being paid off by the guns, who either hadn't been approached yet or like weren't high up enough yet to matter or had some integrity, were reportedly afraid to even set foot on the estate. They were like, nah, we don't go to that shadowy place, Simba.
Great.
No. The situation continued until 2006 when an elaborate top-secret undercover operation finally succeeded in arresting and jailing the brothers. David got nailed for amphetamine possession and Colin for terrible taste in cars and also conspiracy to murder and police corruption.
Nice.
Whatever.
And public urination.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
And unpaid parking.
Unpaid parking tickets.
Just for funsies.
Yeah.
Even after the Gunn brothers were jailed, however, Bestwood remained a dangerous and unstable place to live, just like Wisconsin. Arguably even more unstable in some ways because now the Guns aren't, like the top dog is gone, so then like all the shitheads try to compete to be the top dog. Whatever. You've watched The
Top
Wire.
Gun.
You know. So after the Guns were arrested, there were riots on the estate to get them let out of prison.
Wow.
And like if they had only been held by the local police, they might have been let out of prison,
Right.
but it was a national raid, so it
Not
didn't work.
happening.
Also, Menley strongly suspected that Collins still exerted influence from prison, perhaps even over members of the local police. So people still weren't like, yay, law and order. It was like, oh, shit. So there's this power vacuum, and Bestwood retains its reputation for extremely violent crime. Then, in 2011, Xiaopeng Wang, a 33-year-old taxi driver, who I'm assuming from his name is of Chinese descent, but I couldn't find out very specific information about the Wang family.
He's Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
He could be. I don't know. But I couldn't even find out his wife's name. Fucking patriarchy. So he was living with his wife and
Eurocentric fucking patriarchy.
Yeah.
It's global.
It's the most chic kind.
Yeah.
He was living with his wife and young daughter in a house in Bestwood Estate. It's also unclear from the news coverage of the story what Xiaopeng and his wife's relationship to Bestwood was, how long they'd lived there, if they had family there, if they grew up there, or if they'd just moved there. I don't know. But it was a relatively cheap place to live. They were on a single income. They had a young child. They're just folks trying to get by. Regardless, it is clear that Xiaopeng and his wife were not part of the criminal element of the estate, part of the 1%. They were good, hardworking people and, just working class, living their lives. In the early morning hours of March 31st, 2011, 32-year-old Stephen Shaw and his 21-year-old brother Craig Shaw. This is Craig. Stephen looks exactly the same.
Where have all your eyebrows gone? Yippee-yi,
He pale.
Yippee.
He is pale.
Yeah.
His ears are sharp too.
It's England, man. They do
His
not
ears
get a lot
are
of days of
sharp.
sunshine. No. So these two fuckers broke into the Wong's home. Stephen and Craig are a new pair of criminal brothers. They are not the Gunn brothers, but they are benefiting from the power vacuum left in the wake of the Gunn brothers.
The Dyson power vacuum.
Yes,
Got it.
Yeah,
Vanity
Lucy's
Plate power.
prized possession.
Oh my God, I love my Dyson. Quick pause for a personal endorsement.
Cleavers brought to you by Dyson.
If my house were on fire, I would abandon my husband to save himself and get the Dyson. Get it out first.
And the cat?
And your cats, yeah.
Followed by the cats.
You would suck the cats up with the Dyson and kill
just by
two
the
birds.
tail.
Most
right?
of my cats are in the Dyson because of all the fur I suck up.
Yeah.
I could probably just clone them from like whatever's in there.
For
It'll be
sure. For sure.
For sure.
See what I did there?
All
I'm
right.
amazing.
So these petty criminals, the Shaws, are the type of random crime that residents were like, the Gunn brothers used to keep riffraff like you out. And then meanwhile, the Shaws are thinking that they're going to be the next white Porsche
The
drivers.
next Shaws of Sunset.
Yeah. So good.
Watch Bravo.
Okay, Stephen and Craig Shaw are some unsavory with a U fucking blokes. The Shaw bros were not specifically targeting the Wongs on the night that they broke into their home, but it wasn't a random target either. So the most plausible theory is that they'd actually meant to break into the home of someone they knew who owed them money, but they literally got the address wrong.
Couple of bright boys. It's 2011. You have MapQuest.
Yeah. So once they burst through the door in the middle of the night and realized it was a lovely Chinese family and not the dude that owed them money,
Right.
they were like, oh, well, fuck it. We're just going to keep robbing you of whatever you've got anyway.
We're here.
Yeah, we're here. I'm not going to turn around. So what is known is that the Shaw brothers were strangers to the Wongs and that they broke into their home, woke the family in the middle of the night, demanding money, screaming, waving weapons. The Wongs didn't have much cash because they fucking knew where they lived and who's about to keep cash in Bestwood. And then the furious Shaws proceeded to inflict a brutal and terrifying ordeal on the family.
Oh, no.
It's going to sound really dark,
But is it
This is
Kenyan
a
case?
Cleaver show.
but
Beaver Cleavers.
it redeems itself. So while demanding cash, Craig Shaw, this looker, repeatedly bludgeoned the father, Xiao Peng, with a wheel brace, which is British for tire iron.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah.
That metal
Those
bar thingy
wacky breaths.
they use to change tires, and by you I mean
Lifts.
not me.
Torches.
Yeah.
The loo.
With a U.
Not even.
What is it? Bubblers?
That's
Hate it.
Wisconsin.
Oh.
Hate it.
That's not England?
I think it's just Wisconsin
Ugh.
and New England.
But not
Lollipops.
Old England?
Freaks.
It is
Whatever.
lollipops. It's not suckers. That's gross. Anyway,
Okay,
continue.
well, you're a sucker for thinking that.
So funny.
So they're hitting Xiao Peng in the face, like I want to do right. Not kidding.
Way to change the subject.
And the multiple brutal blows to the head left blood streaming down the man's face.
Duh.
As Craig was attacking Xiao Peng, Stephen went after his wife, who was attempting to protect the couple's 2-year-old daughter.
I don't like that.
And he punched her repeatedly, the mom, while she's holding the hysterical toddler in her arms. And like
Piece of
yanking
shit.
her head back by the hair and
Jesus.
forcing her to watch as her husband's getting beaten up. And
Are they trying to kill them or just beat them and rob them?
well, they're probably on drugs, like probably amphetamines, and
Something that makes you pale. He was bathed in cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
Rolled in it like a pre-fried chicken thigh.
that is exactly what he looks like.
Yep.
Dipped in
It's
eggs.
shake and bake, and I help.
Dredged in cocaine.
I would eat that fried chicken, though. Absolutely. Go back for seconds.
Did you see that dumb bitch on the internet who was like, why didn't anyone ever tell me about extra rare chicken? And she had like taken like a chicken fillet and just like
seared it.
Yeah, exactly. And then was eating it.
Enjoy your diarrhea, young lady.
Salmonella.
You're gonna be shitting through a screen door. Have fun.
I'm surprised she was alive to tweet.
I know.
It's the rare
It was
chicken
like
diet.
mid-meal, and then she got all of the. Oh, it's so I love the internet. Okay.
Yuck.
Okay. So this is why I chose this for a live show. Somehow, in the midst of this horrific attack, Xiao Peng was able to scramble free from Craig and race to the flat's kitchen.
I like where this is going.
There, he grabbed a hold of a large classic meat cleaver.
Uh-huh.
That's the
have your
Chinese
own.
kind.
This one's mine.
Not the Chinese kind, but this is a classic Eurocentric kind with Chinese lettering. Then he darted back into the room where his wife was still being attacked by Steven, and he struck Steven in the motherfucking skull.
Yes. And then once in the dick for good measure.
Yeah. If only. Oh my God.
Take that, you raw chicken breast, son of a bitch.
You uncooked son of a
Chicken
bitch.
strips now, bitch. The blow from the cleaver caused sharp force trauma, which is the more rarer cousin of blunt force trauma.
Got it.
Sharp force.
The college-educated cousin of blunt force trauma.
The one your mom always reminds you about on Christmas.
Why can't you be more like Sharp? Blunt.
Dr.
You call
Sharp.
yourself a force trauma.
No force trauma on mine. Not in my house.
You're a stain on the force trauma family.
This got weird.
We think we're funny.
It's got really weird.
The wine's kicking in, folks.
And like past trauma of our own. Manifesting.
So after the police finally arrived, and it did take them a while because they were like, who's dead? Where? Oh.
Let the guns handle it. Oh, wait, they're in jail. We'll be there in an hour.
So, Steven,
Can we pick you up anything from the store on the way?
From London, because
Gauze.
that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So Stephen was taken to the hospital where he soon died from his injuries. And don't feel bad about him. He sucks. Toxicology reports later found cocaine and alcohol in the Shaw's systems.
I'm shocked.
Shaw.
I'm shocked.
So the entire terrifying encounter between the Shaw brothers and the Wong family lasted less than 15 minutes. So Xiao Peng fucking swung into action.
Swung into action.
Xiao Peng's ability to get his hands on the cleaver and the blow that he struck Stephen put an end to what could have very easily been a senseless and fatal attack on his innocent family.
Yeah.
Aftermath. So the police initially launched a murder inquiry and arrested Mr. and Mrs. Wong.
I smell racism.
Yeah. But thankfully, this was quickly dropped as a line of investigation, and the killing was declared a justifiable act of self-defense.
Good. For sure.
A spokesperson for the Crown Prosecution Service stated, in this case, the CPS accepted that the householder had acted in self-defense and that the correct course of action was to proceed with charges of aggravated burglary against the intruder, the surviving intruder, and to take no further action against the householder. Woo!
Good. Thank God.
All right. Craig Shaw.
Smug.
Ugh. The other one looks like, who's that actor?
Well, hold on. That's not Steven. I'm getting to who that guy with the
They're
lips that
both
just don't quit.
Dredged in cocaine.
Lips guy looks like, God, what the
BJ lips over here.
He looks like Magic Mike rode hard and put away wet.
Yes.
What's the other one, though?
I don't know, the other actor.
Yeah, what's the only other No.
Kind of a little Tom Hardy vibe, but also that guy from Happy Valley. Who has seen it?
I'm going to do some Googling.
No one? Great. This is a fucking nightmare.
Microblading, Happy Valley. She lives out of the country.
I'm Googling weird looking actor and seeing what I get.
Oh, specific. Okay. So,
I'm going to get there.
Craig Shaw.
Steve Buscemi.
Marty Feldman.
Oh my God. Craig Shaw pled guilty to aggravated burglary and was sentenced to 8.5 years in prison. A third man, this guy, Daniel Vincent Miller,
Lips.
of no, aka Lips, of no fixed abode, did not participate in the attack on the Wongs, but instead waited outside as the getaway driver.
Amanda's just fully Googling weird actors and like scrolling through the images.
Gary Busey. Ron Perlman.
Oh my
that
God.
guy.
Andre the Giant.
You're not going to find him.
I know. It's going to come to me in the middle of the night. I'm going to be really upset.
Yeah.
Martin Landau.
The other Trump
Bruce
son.
Blanche.
Who's the vampire Trump?
Okay.
Eric.
I'll be over here.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this other guy, Lips, is the getaway driver. He also pled guilty to burglary and was sentenced to just 3 years in prison. So he's been out for a long time, for show. And is probably single. During the sentencing hearing for Craig Shaw and Daniel Miller, the judge, Justice Butterfield, we can only assume, declared that Xiaopeng had been fully entitled to pick up the cleaver and defend his family, saying, "It is difficult to imagine a more terrifying prospect for a young couple in bed in their house with their 2-year-old child than to hear and see 2 men breaking into their home and then attacking them in this vicious way. They must have been absolutely terrified." And he also made clear that the death of Stephen Shaw in no way mitigated the severity of the brothers' crime. Are you just projecting the...
Ethan Hawke. That's who he looks like to me.
You Googled weird looking actor for Ethan Hawke?
I think he's weird looking. I finally found him by remembering the only movie
Great
I can remember that he
Expectations.
was in. I Googled vampire blood bank movie. Daybreakers. It's the only thing I can remember his face
I would
from.
have Googled that guy that looks like that guy that
But
was in
isn't that
salmon
guy-
fishing in the Yemen.
Right.
Yeah.
But I could blood bank movie.
Right. Cool.
Ethan Hawke got there.
Is
got there.
anyone following this? Okay, 2 people. All
Yeah,
right.
Thank
3.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
God,
Thank you.
yikes.
So the Wong family did not spend another night in their home, just like we will not be invited back to the Music Box Supper
Not
Club after
even,
this
not even
man.
once. You just wait. We haven't gotten to my case yet.
Oh, we're not going to be invited back. The next slide, people. Just wait.
Oh, yeah.
So the Wongs did not return to their home in Bestwood. They were initially moved to a secret location by the police and then eventually left the area altogether. And a spokesperson for the Nottingham police stated that the family was very traumatized and left the whole region
Yeah.
in search of a fresh start. Which,
Can you blame him? Ethan Hawke broke into their house and tried to beat the shit out of him.
Fucking crazy.
No, he didn't.
You're not
break
Robert
in.
Downey Jr. What are you doing in my house?
Somebody did.
He didn't break in, though, right? Ethan Hawke didn't.
Ethan Hawke was waiting outside. He was
He
part and
helped.
parcel.
It was Shake and Bake, and he helped.
Yeah.
Shake and Bake did it. He helped.
Shake and Bake died. Mystery Man.
Shake and Bake lived. Shake and Bake's brother, Shake and Bake 2, died.
Oh, Lips was the driver.
Yeah.
Lips power driver.
We
Yeah.
got there. I
Yeah.
should have made a chart.
Is anyone following?
So Xiaopeng acted heroically and clearly did what he thought in the moment would protect his wife and daughter. But this law-abiding family were also living in an environment that was pretty lawless. So he's acting out of instinct, and also like he knows that law enforcement doesn't go to this place, so he
Right.
had to
It's every man for
fucking
himself.
take care
yeah.
of business. Yeah. As for Bestwood Estate, police announced just last year that they still considered themselves to be, quote, engaged in a battle to claw back the area from the waning influence of the Gunn brothers.
Oof, 8 years later.
So it's going great.
Glow up.
God.
And between April and August of 2018, officers made 52 arrests, seizing stores of both drugs and guns, not human guns, guns, targeting those who claim to operate under the gun's name.
Guns.
The gun.
Guns and Sons guns.
Son of a gun store.
Son of a gun, guns and more.
Simply guns and nuts.
Guns are us. Okay.
Okay, that exists, I'm pretty sure. But by all accounts, the influence of the Gun Brothers' many years in power and their legacy of violence continue to grip this community. But at least thanks to the common kitchen cleaver, Xiao Peng Wang and his wife and daughter were able to escape with their lives.
Woo! Everybody's going to go invest in one of these.
But like a real one.
Yeah.
One of those.
Do not attempt to save your family with a plastic $4.99 cleaver.
No, go down to kitchen window and get you something nice.
Y'all, oil-based CBD does not mix well with our water-based bodies. So if you're a CBD person like me, you might be absorbing as low as 6% of the CBD on the label of what you're using.
No.
And we don't want to be operating at 6% this year. No, we do not. Next Evo Naturals developed a clinically tested water-soluble form of CBD, and their gummies and capsules are proven to work faster and absorb 4 times better than oil-based products. I am so in love with Next Evo CBD products. I use both their stress gummies and their sleep gummies. I use them every single day.
They got a topical lotion.
Oh my God, the lotion. Get out of here. I'm obsessed. The sleep gummies help me so much with falling asleep, staying asleep. They have this really nice balance with melatonin. I just feel much more refreshed when I get up the next day.
Yes, so Amanda loves the gummies and the lotions. You can also get your CBD in a variety of convenient options from Next Evo, including also capsules and dissolvable powders. You also should probably try their strongest gummy ever. They have a new extra strength daily wellness CBD gummy. And you can trust Next Evo because they have the data to back this up. Their products are proven to absorb 4 times better than most oil-based products, and they work fast with absorption starting in just 10 minutes. So you're looking for relief, you're going to find relief.
So leave oil behind and start the year with more effective and fast-acting CBD from Next Evo Naturals. Get 25% off by using code GALS at nextevo.com. That's 25% off at nextevo.com with promo code GALS and treat your wellness.
Try that.
So hold on to your tits and asses because this one is fucking ghoulish. She thick.
Oh, yeah.
We open with the charming Joe Methanie's own words.
Joe Methamphetamine.
Joe Methamphetamine. Quote, it all started back in July of 1994. This is him speaking. Imagine that maw moving.
This for a live show
Sure did.
at a supper club.
Cleavers.
You know those old internet, well, not old, but those internet videos where it's watch closely, and then all of a sudden, a ghoul pops out
Yeah.
and scares the fuck out of you?
Yeah, and also he kind of looks like a juggalo out of makeup.
Yeah.
It all circles back.
His teeth are
jagged.
Broken glass, I'm pretty sure.
You might find out why shortly. Again, these are his own words. It all started back in July of 1994. I was at work. I was a truck driver. I was working overtime this one night. Then I got off and went home as I always did. But when I opened the door and turned on the light, I noticed there was nothing there. My old lady had taken everything, including my son, and left me. Her leaving was not my problem, but she took my 6-year-old son with her. She was a crack addict and a worthless piece of shit. His words, not mine. Oh, God. I would have paid her to get out of my life. All she had to do was take my son over to my mother's house, and she could have had everything else and be gone. I found out about 6 months later that she had moved on to the other side of town with some asshole that had her out selling her ass for drugs. So, sex work. What? What do you need?
The
wine?
Hallmark
Okay, use your
family
words.
film.
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
It's fine. They got busted for drugs, and they took my son away from them for child neglect and child abuse. I had no chance of going to social services and trying to get my son back due to my past criminal record, shacking. So I took it upon myself with the hatred I had for these two who lost my son to go looking for them. I had found out from someone that they were going under that bridge. We'll see that bridge later.
Wait, just so his wife takes his son,
His
and
ex.
his ex-wife takes his son, and he's like, I wasn't gonna watch him, but my mother would have watched him.
He didn't want to lose custody, is what it sounds like.
Right, but then
If he even knows what that word means.
he knows that he can't legally keep his son, but
But then
he's willing to super illegally murder people, but not illegally take care of his son.
Right.
I don't think the M word has come up yet.
Well, I mean, read
It's
the room.
implied.
Look at him.
It's pretty heavily implied. This is a revenge story. He's pissed because she took his son.
I get it.
CPS took their son, and because if she had at least left and dropped the son off with his mom, he could have gotten his son back.
Right.
Whatever. Keep up. I went under that bridge looking for them. They were not there, but the two homeless motherfuckers they got high with were down there. They were passed out on some old stinking mattress, and that's where they were when I left, except they were dead from being chopped up.
What did they do?
It escalates quickly. He spins a
Buried
harrowing
the lead.
tale. Yeah.
Really going into detail on the mattress.
These are the opening statements of Joe Metheny, serial killer, murderer, rapist, and cannibal, in his confession upon being apprehended by police after a rampage that Metheny says left 10 dead, though he was unable to be convicted of most of these murders due to lack of evidence, as in there were no bodies. Hang on for that in a few.
Everyone's done eating, right?
Who
Yeah.
had the pulled pork?
Yeah. I have that as a joke written in my notes, so if you could shut your fucking mouth, that'd be great.
Fine. You're welcome.
Joe Metheny claimed that his mother was dead and that he had grown up homeless, but Metheny's mother vehemently disputes the claim that she is dead, which checks out since she is alive enough to dispute it. As well as that Joe grew up destitute. While she admits to their poverty, she worked as a waitress, bartender, worked her ass off, and food truck driver, and insists that they never went hungry. Quote, he was smart and had a good childhood. If he was neglected, it was his own fault. Preach. I mean, I wouldn't say that under normal circumstances, but again, this motherfucker, he was not neglected.
It was his
He's
own.
eating just fine.
Damien Faye, if he was neglected, it was his own fault.
This is Lucy's future son. Under the wrong circumstances. Under the wrong circumstances. She called him Damien Faye. It triggered a whole mean thing. I'm sorry. It's going to be fine. Just pay attention to your kids. You're going to be fine. Anyway, so...
You imply plural children, which is hilarious.
That's true. That's true. But isn't it like, don't only childs end up creepier anyway, usually?
Yeah, but the earth is dying and we don't need more strain on our
That's
resources.
very true.
So, like,
That's very true.
Whatever. I'll take
I'm
a selfish
doing my
bitch
part.
over, whatever.
He was smart and he had a good childhood. If he was neglected, it was his own fault. It was a pretty good home, she said. Metheny claims to have gained a heroin addiction while serving a tour in Vietnam, though again, his mother had no recollection of him serving in Vietnam. And by the time he even joined the army in 1973, involvement in Vietnam had basically ended. So there's no fucking way that he even did that. Anyway, my mom
got a
died while I
heroin
was in
addiction
Nam.
during a layover in Vietnam.
Yes,
Full spurs.
Anyway, flat feet. What isn't in dispute, however, is Metheny's life living amid vagrant camps, though he kept a steady job as a forklift driver and was described as, quote, well-spoken, intelligent, and well-mannered by coworkers. This guy. He spent nearly all of his paycheck on heroin, crack, and Southern Comfort.
Oh,
Yum, yum.
good
Soko and
combo.
lime was my shot for many years. Delish. And then I had another round of Soko and lime for funsies at a bowling alley in Blaine, Minnesota.
Oh, beautiful Blaine,
Minnesota. It was a rough night.
I'm going to throw up, you guys.
Yeah, I know. In 1994, authorities say Metheny, then known as Tiny, as he was 6'1" and 450 pounds.
Neglected.
Yeah. Was working in a pallet factory in beautiful Baltimore. Metheny ran into trouble with his girlfriend and began hunting for her whereabouts in a fit of anger after she absconded with his child, and her continued involvement in drugs and sex work caused their son to be taken into the custody of the state, as we discussed. Metheny came upon Randall Brewer and Randy Piker, Randall and Randy, two homeless addicts he knew to be associates of his girlfriend.
Also a songwriting duo.
Yep. Singer-songwriters Randall and Randy.
Holland Oates.
And chopped the men to death with an axe and hid the bodies in the river.
Chopping to death is
Not
so
fun.
visual.
Yeah.
If you're
You can just
motivated,
see it.
You can cut a chicken.
Well, cleaves, cuts through bone. It wouldn't be that hard, I don't think.
Probably not. In the same location, under the bridge, actual bridge.
Is that the
That's
actual
the
bridge, or
bridge.
is that just an actual bridge?
It's the bridge, but I thought that picture was amazing. I didn't even add actual bridge. I wish I was. I found it like
found
that.
it.
I wish I had the comedic genius to add actual bridge. So good.
I was sitting next to you when you found this photo. I thought it was just an actual bridge.
I was just
like,
laughing to
wow.
myself at the airport this morning.
So
Finding
they
these
were
pictures.
hacked up under there?
Yes, and thrown into this river.
Wow.
Metheny says he lured in a woman who also often used crack with his girlfriend. After she, to his thinking, feigned ignorance of her whereabouts, Metheny flew into a rage, raped and killed the woman, and put her in some nearby bushes before luring another woman to the same spot and repeating the heinous cycle.
Yeah,
So
so he's
he's-
definitely all about finding the truth.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So he set out trying to find his ex and his kid and is now just murdering random innocent people.
He wanted to fuck up his ex and her new beau and just instead got distracted and killed a bunch of people.
As one does.
A local homeless man oversaw the second murder, and Metheny chased him down and, quote, laid his head open with a pipe. What had begun as a search for revenge had turned into a grotesque frenzy, with Metheny confessing to 5 murders that same night, like specifically within the span of 7 hours. So he's averaging a lot per hour.
Is that a spree? Is that
Yeah.
technically a spree?
Oh, it's got to be, because it's over
yeah.
4, right? I don't even know.
I don't
Whatever.
know.
It's a lot.
Sounds like a fucking spree.
Sounds like a spree.
Yeah.
Quote, my murder rampage started out as revenge, but ended up as a passion for the taste of blood and the overwhelming sense of power one gets for taking the life of another, the killer would later state.
Power.
Joe was later arrested after the axe he had used was stolen and used to settle a dispute in the nearby homeless encampment via murder. So it was getting around.
Oh my God.
Wait, this was an axe and not a cleaver.
There are cleavers later. Calm
This is
down.
a fucking blockbuster. You can't just borrow a deadly weapon and use it in a. Oh my God.
Says who?
Yeah.
It's
Do
more
you
ec-
make the rules?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
It's economical to
Miss
share your
Priss.
tools.
You and your
Probably didn't even
rules.
wash it in between murders, am I right? The
sanitary.
police connected him to the murders of Randall and Randy as their bodies were found the same day, but an unfortunate lack of material evidence saw Metheny go free. Metheny convinced his boss to give him his job back, which gained Joe access to a quiet, secluded property at the end of a long dead-end road all night long. He could sleep in this trailer whenever he wanted.
This is deeply disturbing.
Well,
this is reality.
It was, quote, perfect for what I wanted to do, Joe said.
Scrapbooking.
Yeah. Mahjong.
Yes.
In my privacy.
Erotic mahjong.
Erotic mahjong.
perfect for my Etsy business.
Making my wood signs. Anyway, in separate incidents, Joe Metheny, this giant hideous ghoul of a man, lured there he is.
This one. In case we forgot, it's this giant
It's
hideous
him.
ghoul of a man.
Seared into my memory.
Yeah. Pan-seared
next
into my
tattoo.
memory. Lord Kathy Ann Magaziner and Kimberly Ann Spicer to the property. He had lured the women to this factory and the property he lived on with drugs and alcohol, murdered them, and set to a new method to hide the bodies. This is hideously where the cleaver comes in.
Yes, finally.
I killed and butchered their bodies up. I cut the meat up and put it in some Tupperware bowls, then put it in a freezer. I buried the remains in several shallow graves in a little woods behind the company. Over the next couple weeks, on the weekends, I opened up a little open pit beef stand.
Yes.
I had real roast beef and pork sandwiches.
Oh, that
And
looks
why not?
so
They were
good.
very good.
Southern barbecue sandwiches
suddenly
and pork
really hungry.
tacos.
The human body taste was very similar to pork. If you mix it together, no one can tell the difference.
I've heard that.
Show of hands, who did have the pork tacos or the barbecue pork bowl tonight?
Literally. Yes.
Yeah.
Someone goes, woo!
50% lean human meat.
Also, who has that much Tupperware lying around?
Like this guy.
I was a little impressed that
He went to
had that
Costco.
much
He went to
Tupperware, to be
Costco.
honest.
And not only has that much Tupperware lying around, but has that much bottoms and lids.
Yeah. I always mismatch the bottoms and lids.
There's no way not.
It's like the
there's no way
same
not to.
little elf that steals your sock
yeah.
is stealing the Tupperware.
Turns out there's a compartment underneath your lint trap in your dryer where, like, that's where those fucking socks are.
I think that's a myth, though.
No, I saw it on YouTube.
Did you see it in your own dryer?
I might have dreamt it. No.
Then it's not real.
I don't have a screwdriver.
But you do have an axe.
I have a cleaver. A plastic
Nailed it.
one.
Joe Metheny sold human meat mixed with regular barbecue at his small stand for weeks until running out and going back on the hunt for more. Next slide.
You think that you're doing a good thing.
Flavortown.
Guy Fieri was probably quoted as saying, quote, "Holy Stromboli. This food truck is a real trip to Flavortown. They make porchetta that you won't forget. I could put this on a flip-flop and it would taste good." I also spent the afternoon Googling real Guy Fieri quotes.
Oh my God, Guy Fieri regrammed us the other day, and
Yeah.
I was so excited. I
And
was
tweeted us.
sweating.
Yeah, you have like a Twitter romance with him.
Yeah, he tweeted the same meme that we posted.
my God, I'm
The
sal-
Stephen
I'm
Avery
salivating.
Flavortown meme. It's so good.
Making a hamburger.
Yeah. Exactly. On December 8th, 1996, Metheny brought a woman to the pallet factory named Rita Kemper, who he had befriended during cocaine and crack binges.
Hold on, wait. He has a patch on his flame shirt that says Johnny Garlic.
Yeah.
that
I don't
a thing?
understand the question.
There's no way to know.
Okay.
He can do and wear clearly whatever he wants.
He does not have a personal stylist. Okay. Okay, that answers my question.
He's an authentic person.
He follows his gut. What
Yeah.
can we say?
His gut first. After refusing sex with Metheny, fucking obviously, Rita was attacked and beaten. Fighting for her life, she struggled loose and fled the factory, but found it to be totally enclosed in an 8-foot chain link fence topped with barbed wire.
Holy
Nope.
shit.
Literal nightmares.
Nope.
Metheny caught Rita, literal nightmare, and dragged her back to his trailer in a rage, continuing the nightmare. Quote, "I'm going to kill you and bury you in the woods with the other girls," Metheny said as he tore her clothes off. In the next slide, it's not her, but these are like the shallow graves in the woods that he was referring to.
That's
they're
just
searching.
clothes. That's not a body,
Yeah,
right?
those are just clothes, but this is them searching in that area. But Rita Kemper was a motherfucking survivor. She's not gonna give up. She's not gonna stop. She gonna keep fighting.
To the left.
Yeah, everything he owns in a box to the left. She fought loose again, slipped past Metheny, wriggling out a bathroom window and fled back into the factory yard. This time she scaled a stack of pallets and drug herself over the barbed wire, escaping into the woods and later to a road where a passing truck driver picked her up and took her to the police. Yes, fucking Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. I'd be like, just kill me and eat me. That's too much parkour. I can't do that shit.
Parkour.
It's exercise. I'm dead.
I'm getting some, who is that girl with her arms cut off?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, the hitchhiking.
Mary.
Yeah,
Yep.
Damn.
I can't remember her
How
last
am I
name.
forgetting her name?
Someone in this room knows it.
Mary Vincent.
Mary
Mary Vincent. We got there
Yes.
together. Metheny was caught, and when police, knowing this massive man by reputation, went to apprehend him, they expected a fight, but he gave in quietly. Quote, "I'm very sick," probably from all the human meat. He told officers as he was taken into custody. In 1997, Metheny was tried and convicted of kidnapping and attempted sexual assault on Rita Kemper and given 50 years in prison. He was sentenced to death for the murder of Kimberly Lynn Spicer, though the sentence was commuted to another life sentence later. He was also convicted of the murder of Magaziner, whose body had to be identified from dental records. Oh, never fun.
Poor baby.
Metheny never really admitted any remorse other than not getting to kill his girlfriend and the man she moved in with.
Ex-wife.
Due to his ADHD.
Right, who he had set out to kill originally and just got distracted.
Fuck.
He was
hungry.
He was starving. He was found dead in his prison cell at the Western Correctional Institution in Cumberland, Maryland, 5,000 miles west of Peniston.
Mm-hmm. How did he die?
I don't know. He died of being disgusting.
All the cells of the people he'd ingested
Came back
just
and
attacked his insides.
Yeah.
It was that, what's that brain disease?
Yeah. It's,
Oh, yeah.
What's it called?
There's a different one that's
you eat the
specifically from
brains.
human meat.
Different prion
Human brains.
disease.
it's like
Corlocai or
Chrysler
something.
300M?
Yeah.
Tuzu.
Got it. Chrysler 300 cryon
We're really
disease.
tired. We had a really early flight, you guys.
He was 62 when he croaked and nobody fucking cared. From the end of his confession, quote, "Well, that's my story. Horrible but true." Sorry, there he is being arrested. So the next time you're riding down the road and you happen to see an open pit beef stand that you've never seen before, make sure you think about this story before you take a bite of that sandwich.
Also, you should pull over and support local businesses.
Nope. Get the chicken. You're fine.
Not if it's
And
raw.
that's my case.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Kala Yip. Music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell. Editing by Jonathan Camp. Our production manager is Andrea Gardner. For photos and sources, check out our blog at wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can follow us on all the socials at Wine and Crime Pod. If you have questions, answers, or recommendations to share, email us at wineandcrimepodcast@gmail.com. Episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. If you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It is the best way to spread the word. If you'd like to show your support and get access to all sorts of wine-fueled bonus content, visit our Patreon page. Cheers!